Alright, so we're back in the world of Monster Hunter Wilds, and the review embargo is finally lifted, and we finally got some amazing information and some bad information about Monster Hunter Wilds as reviews are pouring in. Before we dive on into those reviews though, keep in mind I will be covering Monster Hunter Wilds here on the channel. So if you want to stay up to date on all things Monster Hunter related, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about some amazing Monster Hunter information. Alright, first things first, Monster Hunter Wilds Metacritic. I know not everyone is very interested in the Metacritic or anything. You know, critics can be a little hit and miss, but Monster Hunter Wilds, as of recording this video right now, is sitting at a 90 Metacritic score. Now that is a ridiculously high score. That is a near perfect game in my eyes. I mean, you can't get much better than a 90, honestly, considering how many great games are releasing, and their Metacritic score is sitting at a 90. And we're gonna just hover over a handful of these reviews, and as you can see here, Dual Shockers has a 100 for them, Creative Blog 100, Games.ch another 92. I want to maybe quickly talk about some of these. I'm gonna go over one positive, one mixed, and one negative review, and we'll just give you guys a better understanding of what the game is like. So Eurogamer Portugal said this: Capcom has done it again, taking a series and taking it to the next level without compromising its essence. The simplification of various processes and the introduction of new concepts that streamline the experience and an open design at 60 FPS makes every hunt more exciting. So that's pretty high praise, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot of this in the upcoming launch on the 28th. Reading a mixed review, we got it from Hardcore Gamer, and they said this: Monster Hunter Wilds is a fun experience and has all the staples that make the series so enjoyable. Unfortunately, some choices make it hard to enjoy yourself for a significant amount of time while making your way to the portions of the game that you're trying to experience. Now, I'm not exactly sure what that means, but if that's the mixed review, then I will take it. Now, I know I said that I was going to say something about a negative review, but actually, as of posting this, there is not a singular negative review, as pretty much everyone is pretty positive for the most part of the game is sitting at a 90, so I imagine there won't be any negative reviews. With that said, it's time we talk about the negatives, because there are a handful of negatives that we need to speak about. This is, I guess you could argue, light spoiler, but not really. Anyway, let's talk about it. Alright, so check out this one from Red Blast. Reviews are out. Here's a summary of all the bad stuff mentioned in these reviews. First one is less monster than the base Monster Hunter World game. Monster Hunter World also had one less base monster from the game, and this excuse was the new engine. So yes, Monster Hunter Wilds seemed to have one monster. I'm not going to say the name of the monster because, well, I don't even know it to begin with, if I'm being honest. But yes, there will be one less monster. I personally don't care about that personally. I think that's whatever. I'm sure once we get like the DLC, we're going to get like more high rank stuff anyway, so it's not a big deal. I think there's supposed to be like 34 or 35 monsters or something like that, so it's pretty nice. Second is game is too easy, to the point that some reviewers are advising to leave your palico at base and not use your mount when getting knocked down because it makes the fight easy. So if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, you should have played the demo. I'm sure most of you probably played the demo. Whenever you can use your mount to get you off the ground, this is very similar to the wire bug in Monster Hunter Rise. But the difference is, in Rise, you have a limited amount of bugs that you can use to get you up. The secret seem to not have any form of cooldown, so you can kind of abuse this to get yourself off the ground when you make a mistake. Personally, I'm not a massive fan of this. I actually did love the wire bug. It did kind of feel kind of nice to have. It was kind of a management system where you had to manage, you know, how to use it effectively, because there was ways you can use it to really benefit you in damage and defense. Looks like you can kind of really do it. So this doesn't sit right with me personally, but I don't think it's the end of the world, if I'm being honest. The other thing is the fight seems shorter. Most hunts end within 10 minutes, even in the end game. Now, I will say that we're not getting like the second half of the game, which is going to come with the DLC. So I'm not personally too worried about it, as long as like we get to the super strong hunts, because there's going to probably be G-rank hunts and stuff like that. I'm going to assume most people who got review copies are people who typically play Monster Hunter games, so maybe that's why they're a little bit easier to, you know, kill the monsters. I can see why this could be the case. Personally, I don't care too much. I mean, I don't mind if the short fights are shorter. The thing is with Monster Hunter Wilds, I think they're pushing the narrative of having you fight more monsters than spending 30 minutes fighting one. And if you're actually actively fighting a lot, I'm fine with a monster being 10 minutes to kill personally. But that's what I think on that specific situation. Number 4, the bad optimization, especially for PC, even after the beta fixes. Now this one is one I super mind a lot. Now I don't dislike anything that I've seen so far. I don't really care too much, but this one's really bad. I think I watched Accurates, and then I watched Force, and I think I watched one other creator who talked about the optimization, and overall it does look like optimization in Monster Hunter Wilds is super bad. If you have a lower end system, a lower end gaming system, you're not gonna have a good time. My PC with a 30, I have a 3060. I use GeForce now naturally to play games because it's much more effective. But from what I can tell, on my 3060, I couldn't get like 20 FPS. So the game is terribly optimized. It's not going to be good. I think Accurate said that him and his friend, I don't know his other name. I know one's Paradise. I don't know who the other guy is. But they have a very similar system, and he had it, and it was running really well. And the other guy who works with Accurates had a much harder time, even though they had a very similar system. So it does look like optimization is going to be really tough. Hopefully you guys have good PCs, because I think this is going to be one of those games you start off with terrible optimization. I think Capcom has been really bad with optimization. I think Dragon's Dogma 2 last year was really poorly optimized. So hopefully they can get it together by the launch, but yeah, that's not good. Number 5 is the game is less grindy. Rare materials are now guaranteed rewards for in-game missions. So it looks like whenever you're trying to grind for materials, they're a little bit more guaranteed, or according to this, they're actually guaranteed for the in-game. Personally, I don't hate this because I don't want to sit here and get RNG to death. I'm not sure how anyone feels about that. Let me know what you feel about this one, because I like making builds, so I like to target things and make them for like getting collections and get things done so I can make it for people. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I will say though, and I'm just gonna add this in addition, check this out, there is a chance on how materials will drop, so you can actually see the percent chance of drop rates. I think this is an awesome quality of life that they added to the game, but it does look like you can find the drop chance, so that's kind of nice. Anyway, yeah, it's gonna be less grindy. I don't hate this, but yeah, let me know what you guys think. Number 6 is there's no layered weapons. I kind of expect this, but I would prefer to have layered weapons, of course, obviously, but it doesn't kill me. I don't care too much. And then number 7, he said that one reviewer said that the arena is worse in WoWs than it was in World. Not really sure what that means. The person doesn't know what that means, and obviously I don't know what that means. But yeah, those are the major negatives. It looked like Monster Hunter is leaning significantly more towards the casual experience than the hardcore experience. I don't hate this. I think this game is going to sell extremely well. I don't personally hate it, but let me know what you guys think. Finally, let's end this video off on a really good note. And according to Steam top sellers, Monster Hunter Wilds is the #1 selling game by a large margin. Obviously, this was gonna happen. There's no chance. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 did get a drop by 3 points. It was like the best selling game, if I'm not mistaken. Kingdom Come was an excellent game. Didn't love every bit of it, but it was an excellent game. Looks like Monster Hunter is taking over the spot at #1. I just purchased the game today myself, so yeah, it looks like it's gonna be the biggest game for the next, I think the next 2 weeks is probably gonna be the biggest game, so it's gonna be pretty hype. With that said, everyone, that's it for this one. Wanted to give you guys a bit of the information when it comes to the reviews and give you guys a better understanding of what's happening, preparing you for the performance, because I think that's going to be the biggest problem in Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm sorry, I know that the disappointment to a lot of you, but yeah, I do think that performance is going to be atrocious in Monster Hunter, sadly. But besides that, the game looks pretty damn good. Hopefully they can get on top of it, and yeah, we can have some fun. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video very soon. Be safe out there, guys. Later.